Liv Morgan mourns Dominik Mysterio's tragic passing after a heart attack on WWE. Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we've got some truly surprising and heartwarming news from the WWE Universe. Shocking news rocks WWE Universe. The WWE Universe woke up to a story that no one could have prepared for. A tragedy that sent shockwaves across the wrestling world. It happened in a moment. A single, devastating moment that turned joy into heartbreak and left one of WWE's brightest stars in tears. On what was meant to be a thrilling episode of Monday Night Raw, Dominik Mysterio, the son of WWE Hall of Famer Rey Mysterio and one of the most controversial figures in wrestling, collapsed live in the ring after suffering a sudden heart attack. The reaction was instant. The crowd's cheers turned into screams. Referees, trainers, and medics rushed to his side. The camera cut away, but the panic in the arena was undeniable. And watching it all from backstage was Liv Morgan. For months, Liv and Dominik had been linked together in storylines, backstage segments, and rumors that blurred the lines between fiction and reality. Whether it was a scripted partnership or something deeper, fans couldn't stop talking about them. But now, all the speculation didn't matter. The man she had grown close to was fighting for his life. The collapse. It all started during a tag team match. Dominik was paired with Damian Priest against Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. For most of the match, Dominik looked fine, maybe a little slower than usual, but still delivering his signature heel antics, taunting the crowd, and playing up his Dirty Dom persona. Then, during a routine sequence, something went horribly wrong. Dominik suddenly clutched his chest, his face twisted in pain. He staggered backward, barely tagging Priest before dropping to his knees. At first, fans thought it was part of the show, a clever setup for an injury angle. But as the referee threw up the dreaded X sign, the universal signal for a real medical emergency, reality hit. Damian Priest immediately knelt beside him, shouting for help. Kevin Owens, breaking character, moved toward Dominik to check on him. Within seconds, WWE's ringside doctor slid into the ring. Dominik was unresponsive. The match was stopped. In the crowd, the cheers had died completely. People stood with hands over their mouths, some crying, some frozen in shock. And backstage, Liv Morgan felt her heart drop. Liv rushes to the ring. Liv was set to appear later in the night for her own segment. But the second she saw the panic on the monitors, she sprinted toward the gorilla position. Security tried to hold her back from running out. WWE has strict rules during medical emergencies, but she broke past them. She slid into the ring, tears already in her eyes, kneeling beside Dominik. Her hands were trembling as she touched his shoulder, whispering, "Dom, stay with me, please." Medics began CPR. A stretcher was brought out. The moment was surreal. Liv, still in her ring gear, walked alongside the stretcher, holding Dominik's hand all the way to the ambulance. Cameras followed from a distance. No commentary, no music, just the deafening silence of the crowd. Dominik was rushed to a nearby hospital. Liv rode in the ambulance, refusing to leave his side. Doctors worked frantically. They confirmed he had suffered a massive heart attack and was in critical condition. Liv called Rey Mysterio, who was on SmackDown's tour overseas at the time. Within hours, Rey was on the first flight back to the States, desperate to get to his son. Liv stayed in the waiting room, pacing back and forth, replaying the moment over and over. What if she had noticed the signs earlier? What if she had convinced him to take it easy? What if this was the last time she'd ever see him alive? The tragic announcement. The next morning, WWE issued an official statement. It is with profound sadness that we announce the passing of Dominik Mysterio. He died due to cardiac arrest following an in-ring medical emergency on Monday Night Raw. Our thoughts are with his family, friends, and fans around the world. The wrestling world was stunned. Tributes poured in from every corner. Legends, current stars, even rivals who had feuded with him on screen. But no one's grief was more visible than Liv Morgan's. Liv's heartbreaking Instagram post. Hours after the announcement, Liv posted a single photo on Instagram, a candid shot of her and Dominik laughing together backstage. The caption read, "I don't know how to do this without you. You made me laugh when I didn't want to. You believed in me when I didn't believe in myself. You were my partner in chaos and my best friend. I'll love you forever, Dom. Red heart. The post instantly went viral, with millions of likes and thousands of comments from fans offering condolences. Liv speaks on WWE Raw. 1 week later, WWE dedicated an episode of Raw to Dominik's memory. The show opened with a 10-bell salute. Photos of Dominik's career played on the big screen. Then, Liv Morgan walked to the ring. No makeup, no flashy entrance gear, just a black hoodie and jeans. Her voice cracked as she took the microphone. I don't even know how to stand here without breaking down, but Dom deserves to be remembered for more than just what happened last week. He was real. He was stubborn. He was sarcastic. He could be a pain in the butt, but he was also one of the kindest, most loyal people I've ever known. The crowd began chanting, "Thank you, Dom." Liv wiped her eyes. We fought together. We laughed together. We planned stupid pranks on people backstage. And now all I could do is promise that I'll carry his memory with me every time I step into this ring. Rey Mysterio's emotional return. Later that night, Rey Mysterio appeared for the first time since his son's death. The arena erupted in cheers, but Rey looked devastated. He hugged Liv in the ring, both of them in tears. Rey spoke briefly. "I lost my son, but I will never let his spirit die. And Liv, thank you for being there for him. You were family to him." Liv's grief off camera. Off camera, Liv's grief didn't fade. Friends said she barely slept, barely ate, and spent most of her time visiting Dominik's gravesite. In interviews, she admitted she was considering stepping away from wrestling altogether. I don't know if I can go back out there without him," she told one reporter, her voice breaking. A month later, WWE held a special live event in Los Angeles. Dominik Mysterio, a celebration of life. Superstars from all brands appeared. Highlights of Dominik's matches were shown. Rey headlined the show in an emotional main event dedicated to his son. Liv Morgan sat ringside, clutching one of Dominik's old entrance vests. When the final bell rang, she stepped into the ring and placed the vest in the center before raising Rey's hand. Moving forward, never forgetting. Over time, Liv began to return to competition. She debuted new gear with DM stitched on the side, and every win, every promo, every match was done with him in mind. Fans noticed the fire in her eyes, not just for victory, but for honoring Dominik's name. She often closed her matches by pointing to the sky, whispering, "For you, Dom." And though the pain never fully faded, Liv knew she was carrying a piece of him every time she stepped through the ropes. Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss a WWE breakdown.